David, people in America understand that you want to play for your national team, but how do you justify being fully committed to the Galaxy and to MLS and American soccer when you're a part-time player this year and you've already stated that you want to be a part-time player next year as well?
Let me just clear this up first. Is this question for the second unofficial book or your magazine? Ah. Okay, I'm sure not. Well, what I will say is I was given the chance to play for one of the biggest clubs in the world and still be contracted to my club that I am contracted to. For those months, for the 3 months that the team wasn't playing, I enjoyed a great time. Then the club asked me to stay on. I think if you asked any player in any league in the world, if they was given the chance to finish the league, finish the season, and spend a little bit more time with one of the biggest clubs in the world, they wouldn't turn that down. There's not one player that would turn that down. What I'm saying about my commitment is I'm an honest person. If I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't. I'm a very honest person. And I've always been committed to every contract that I've had as a soccer player. Manchester United, Real Madrid, Galaxy, and that doesn't change. I'm a very committed person. If people want to question my professionalism and also my commitment, then what I will say about that is the fact that I do want to travel thousands of miles to play for my country, I think says it all. Whenever I'm called up for a squad with my country, I will turn up. It doesn't matter. I've always done the same throughout my whole career, and I've been lucky enough to play for my country for 13 years, and I'll carry on doing that as long as possible. But like I said before, I'm committed to this. I'm committed to Bruce. I'm committed to the players. I'm committed to the MLS as an ambassador. And for me, it's about creative visualization. And I visualize that this game will take off and get bigger in years to come. And I want to be part of that.
When you said you had your discussion with Landon and he apologized, did he apologize for what he said, or did he apologize for saying what he said, perhaps in a public manner without speaking to you about it first?
Obviously I'm not going to go into details. All I will say is apologise for everything that went on and the position that we were in. And like I said, we're professional people now, and we move on because it's important that we do that.
Which is a greater priority for you right now, growing the game in the United States and your commitment to the LA Galaxy, or playing in the 2010 World Cup, and are the two compatible?
Well, at the moment, my priority is the rest of the season, and also playing and keeping in every squad for England and representing my country. Going forward, of course, I want to be involved in the World Cup. I've not hidden that fact. But even with going back on loan to either AC Milan or another club, it doesn't guarantee my place in the World Cup and in a World Cup squad. If and when we qualify. So at the moment, all I'm concentrating on is being part of this team and being successful with this team. Once the season is over, then I'll decide what I do from then on. But leading up to the World Cup, the England managers made it very clear to me that I need to be playing at European level. So I will do everything possible. I'll always regret it if I didn't do everything and to give myself a chance to be involved in that.
Take our next question in the center.
Terrence Burke, CNN. I'm wondering if you ever feel like you're maybe spreading yourself a little bit too thin, that you have commitments to all these different teams with all of your PR appearances. Do you ever feel like that you're losing sight of that it's about the game?
I've never left the sight of any sight of it's about the game. My whole career and my whole life has been about soccer, never anything else. Yeah, I have the adverts and I have the appearances, but not once in my whole career of a 17-year career have I let anything get in the way. That's why so many players have commented over the years that how professional I've been. You know, you have a player like Roy Keane that, you know, probably wouldn't understand, you know, some of the things that I did, you know, outside of the game. But if you ask him if I was professional once I was on the training field and once I was in a game situation, I know what his answer would be. So not once have I stepped out of that zone of, you know, my first job is a soccer player, nothing else.